guys, Mary here and welcome to a new edition of Books and Cookies Book Talk. Today's video is my September wrap-up video in which I will try and talk about the books that I have read during this month. So I know that I only have 6 books pictured here. I actually read 2 more on my tablet, which were ARCs that I received from NetGalley, and I will be talking about all of them. So this was a pretty productive month. I actually was under the impression that I only read 7 books, but I actually read 8. I just looked on my Goodreads because the 8th book I kind of repressed because it was not good. Let's talk about the books that I have read during this month. Throughout the month of September, I held a Twilight series reread along on my blog, in which I encourage everyone that was interested to reread the Twilight series or read it for the first time. Seeing that October celebrates the 10th anniversary of the publication of the first Twilight book, so this one. It's been 10 years since this book came out. And you know, over the years, with the popularity of the movies based on these books and with everything, this series has received a lot of hate. So a lot of hate. I think that only 50 Shades of Grey is more hated than Twilight at this point. And I honestly believe that a lot of hate that people are throwing towards this book is unfounded. Yes, there are a shit ton of problematic stuff in these books. There are things that are not well done, that are debatable. But at the same time, if we really stay and just sit down and think about it, a lot of popular books nowadays are problematic. I can name a ton of books that are out in the past few years that have really iffy issues in them. I just wanted to throw some love to the series because for a lot of people, Twilight has maybe the same significance, if not bigger, than Harry Potter has for me, for example. It's the series that got them into reading. It's the series that got them through some difficult times. It's a series that was just there for them the way Harry Potter was for a shit ton of other people. And I think that this is something that we should respect, and this is something that needs to be acknowledged, that it's not so bad. I started with the first one and I actually really liked it. So Twilight is the best book in the series. It's actually really well written. So yeah, it's descriptive, but it's because it's a book that does not focus a lot on plot and on action. It's actually more character driven and it's a love story, and it shows. Another big issue is that people hate on these books without even having read them. Read something, form an opinion of your own before actually just start shouting into the sky about something that is bad. And respect that this series means a lot to a lot of people. It was a fun month reading this. I had a blast. I loved them when I was younger and I was able to find enjoyment in them as I'm older. Next up we have Queen of Shadows by Sarah J. Maas, the 4th book in the Throne of Glass series. I will not be talking about this book in this video because I already have a book talk up in which I just ramble about the things that I loved and the things that I did not love in this book. So I will leave a link down below to my book talk if you would like to watch it. Next up we have Cracked Up to Be by Courtney Summers. I finally read a Courtney Summers book. I have been meaning to for ages, but I did not own one. And luckily I received this as a gift from Beck from the book Hangover for my birthday, and I loved it. It's about a girl who used to be a straight-A student, who used to be involved in so many activities at school and at home. She was perfect in pretty much every way. But then something happens and she just lets herself go. She starts drinking, showing up to school drunk, and doing a lot of stuff that actually is kind of preventing her from graduating with her friends. But she just does not care anymore, and throughout this book, there's a mystery there, and you're just itching to find out what it is. But I was more interested in the development of the main character. I loved her voice. I loved the writing in this book. I think it was brilliant. It managed to convey that feeling of high school and of just people trying to figure shit out and trying to navigate their life and their school and everything. It was a really, really good book, and the reveal at the end, yeah, it got me. It was something that, I don't know, it just struck me kind of hard. It's a really good book. I urge you guys to give it a go. The last two books that I will be talking about are Darkroom by Tom Becker and Melophobia by Jim Morris. Darkroom was kind of a horror book. It was about a small town in which murders are starting to happen, and the murderer seems to love taking photos of the victims before and after killing them. And a girl moves in this small town with her father, and they're trying to make a living for themselves, but she starts having visions of the murders before they actually happen. And I don't know, throughout the book I just felt like I was watching a cheesy horror movie. Like, it had all the cliches that you hate seeing in horror movies, but it was actually a book. And yes, there was a big reveal at the end, and I kind of saw it coming, which is why I absolutely hated it, because it was just, no. You do not pull shit like that. No. No. I do not recommend this book to you. It was just not for me, and I hated what the author used as, you know, plot device and as a reveal and, you know, all that. So yeah, nope, not for me. And the last book that I read in September was Melophobia by Jim Morris, which was actually really good. It's a dystopian society in the United States where music, you know, the thing that you listen to on a daily basis, has been outlawed and is considered something that entices and promotes sin and emotional degradation. And the main character, whose name is Marion Pierce, she works as an officer in the patrol, which is like a police-like institution that deals with finding people who are illegally listening to music. Marion goes undercover and just exposes these music listening rings where people just go and do stuff music related. Yeah, I suck at this. She goes undercover for a new operation trying to unveil the source, which is considered as the center person for the whole music movement society. She has to listen to the music that, in order to just pass as a music lover, she starts getting all these conflicting feelings because she starts actually liking what she's listening to. So it was a really interesting concept, because I just kept thinking, what if I were not to be allowed to listen to music tomorrow? And this is something that I just do not want happening, because music is my life. So I listen to music every single day. So this is something that is really scary. It's a really scary prospect. I love the character development. I loved the setting. It was actually, I got a lot of 1984 vibes from this book, which was not a bad thing at all, because I love that book. It's my favorite classic. And I think that counted a lot for me liking this book. It's well written, it has an interesting concept, it has a kick-ass, awesome main character, and I think that you guys would love it. So I guess this is it. Thank you so much for watching. I would love to hear what books you guys have read during this month. I will see you guys next time. And remember, books for the soul, cookies for the tummy. Bye everyone!